Contagious Licks, Volume 4. There's only 2 songs this time. Just 2. I couldn't really think of a good third one. So these are slightly longer, more complicated things that I'm going to show you. I'm sure it's going to work out fine. I'll refund you for the difference on the third one that's missing if you really feel like you got shorted. So today, if you haven't figured it out, is the venerable hammer-on and pull-off lick. The first song I played was Hideaway by Freddie King, a blues classic. The second one was Over the Hills and Far Away by Led Zeppelin. They don't have a lot in common other than they rely heavily on the hammer-on. So with Hideaway, a little bit of a slide action in there too. It's kind of hard to take away, you know, all the techniques that get applied in any great guitar lick, but it just starts out with a little hammer-on onto the second fret of the second string. And then I'm accompanying myself in between with a little shuffle rhythm. You get the idea. And then Over the Hills and Far Away. So that lick's just hammering on and pulling off of the second fret of the third string, then the fourth fret of the fourth string, open D, open G, then a big old pretty steely G chord. And then the next lick is very similar. Then you're going to pull off from the fourth fret of the third string to the second fret of the third string to the open third string. Then an open D, and a big old open G chord, just as pretty as can be. Well, I'll switch out the cameras. There'll be tabs and all that other business that I include in my videos like this. Just gonna cover the one verse of Hideaway and the one section of the intro of Over the Hills and Far Away. There's a little variation that takes place second time around. You know, you can probably figure it out. The more you play these things and then start to rely on your ear for the rest of it, that's how you grow yourself as a player. There's a little chord sequence in there. In Over the Hills and Far Away, I'll outline that too. Okay, let me switch it up. All right, so this little opening salvo of licks from Freddie King. All right, so that first little bit is the open B, the second string, twice. Then hammer on to the second fret of the second string, open first string, second fret of the first string, sliding up to the fourth. For a total of... Now, look, if you're a beginner, leave this next shuffle part out. Just work on playing the melody and divide it up. Don't make it all in one. But if you've got a little going on and you can kind of handle this stuff, then include this little... So you're playing a segment of what would be an accompaniment shuffle, right? So if it started out like 1, 2, 3, da 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 da, that would be a normal shuffle. You'd start with that open E power chord, but you're playing the lick, and then the place in the beat where you're coming in, you're going to be on the fourth fret of the fifth string, like that. So it's going to be an incomplete accompaniment to make room for the licks. response. So that is very similar to the opening lick. It doesn't have two Bs. So you're going 0-2 on the B string, hammer onto the 2. Then open E, 2nd fret of the E, and then slide that finger up to the 4th fret of the E. Pull off of the 2nd fret of the E, play the 2nd fret of the B, open E. Going back to that. Just like that. So here's the opening section. Then okay, so that next part where it goes to the A chord's fairly easy. You're going to hammer onto that 2nd fret of the B. So I'm just hammering onto the B. I'm sorry, hammering onto the 2nd fret of the B, playing the open E. And then I'm playing that open E there. So B, C sharp, right? That's that open E a couple of times, and then you're coming in on the A chord again at the 4th fret for that shuffle beat. The response. Okay, so there's a little bit to unpack there. After the response to the and then so what I'm playing there is just a bar at the 2nd fret. It's an A bar of the D string, G string, and B string, so the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. Picking that whole little group. And then I play open G and open B and hammer onto the 1st fret of the G string for a G sharp. So after we have that little double stop, kind of a triple stop into a double stop lick, then we have kind of the wind up of that progression. It's on the 5 chord here, the B chord. So that's 2, 2, 2, 0, 2 to 4, 2, 0, 2 on the B string. And then that opening 0, 2 on the B string. It's gonna kind of repeat like it does for the A. Okay, so what I did there was 0, 2 on the B string, open E, 0, 2 on the B string, open E, pull off of the 2nd fret of the B string to the open B string, 2nd fret of the G string, and then a hammer on from open G to the 1st fret of the G string, so G sharp. So that turnaround lick at the end there is sliding up to the 4th and 3rd fret of the G and B strings. So I'm sliding up like that, and then down from the 4th fret of the G to the 2nd fret of the G. So I slide up on that double stop, then down to the 2nd fret, pull off of the 2nd fret to a G, D string 2nd fret. After that D string 2nd fret, I hammer on open G to the 1st fret, back to the D string fret, D string 2nd fret, open, oh my dog, open D, and then a B on the A string. So you have, and you can play a B7 chord, which is from the A string to the 1st string. It's going to be 2, 1, 2, 0, 2. And that's the Freddie King lick. Okay, so the Led Zeppelin lick. It kind of has its own little complex thing here. Hang on, I got to see what's up with my dogs. You guys lay down. Halo, lay down. They're going a little loco. They're anxious. It's late. It hasn't been the best week of my fake job ever. Okay, so the Led Zeppelin bit. Here we go. All right, so that lick, I'm playing on the G string, open, then hammer on to the 2nd fret, and then pull off. All on the G string. D string, 4th fret, open D, then open G, followed by my favorite G chord ever. All right, then the second lick, very similar. So it hammers from the open G to the 2nd fret of the G, then pulls off open G again, then 4th fret of the G, pulls off 4, 2, 0, then open D and a D chord. Then it repeats that whole first bit again, second bit again. Then it plays this little fill, which is open D twice. Okay, the real trick to this song is the timing. It's not where you put your fingers. You'll have to listen to the recording a bunch to kind of get a feel for this. The sheet music will be written out correctly in the, with the correct meter and everything, but it's still going to be tricky unless you're a really super great rhythm reader. But so that lick's not that hard. It's open D twice, open A, 2nd fret A, 2nd fret D. After that 2nd fret D, it goes back up to the 2nd fret of A, and then open D, 2nd fret of the D, open D. So. And it totally comes in kind of a weird space if you're really trying to count it. Okay, so after it gets through all that, you're gonna play like a C2, then a G over B. So that C2 is the 3rd fret of the A string and the 3rd fret of the B string. Then you leave your ring finger in place, put your index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. And then kind of the weirdest chord of the bunch, it's kind of like a B flat 6. You're gonna have your index finger on the 1st fret of the A string, the 5th string. Your ring finger's gonna be on the 3rd fret of the D string. You'll have an open G in there, and then your pinky finger will be on the 3rd fret of the B string. Let's see if I can do that a little better. Then you're gonna slide that whole business up 2 frets to make this modified C. I mean, it's all C's, but, and then it kicks off the lick again. Okay, so here's a demo of that lick one more time. I'm gonna see if I can tap my foot on something that will make a noise. So, 1, 2, 3. So that's how you play Over the Hills and Far Away and Hideaway. Last week was a rough week. That that slide video drove me nuts. And it was mostly about distilling my opinions, my specific techniques. I'll get into it another time, but I really think people blow it on the slide guitar thing. It's either like the dumbest approach to slide guitar ever, like here I am, a professional guitar player, showing you how to play, Smoke on the Water, as if that is an accomplished, some sort of mechanical accomplishment. Or it's a guy that's got like a PhD in how to go nuts. Anyway, I ain't no Tom Bukovac. I'm just an out-of-work guitar player, record maker, and guitar teacher. And I got nothing to do, and it makes me crazy. I mean, it's kind of fun making these videos, but geez Louise, man. I'm not this person. I'm not the person on the camera. I'm the one who's here. And, I'll do this and play guitar for records or play bass or mandolin or something like that. Just off to the side here, I've got a bunch of preamps and compressors and all my converters and stuff over here. I'm an engineer. I don't like being this person on the camera. My lights look real good. I've looked at these videos. I think like this guitar looks spectacular. This is a 1963 ES355, and it's sweet. These are the original pickups, but some jerk took the covers off before I got it. But it's the the patent number to pickups. They're friggin' awesome. But yeah, I don't like being this person that sits in front of a camera and is friendly or whatever. Demonstrates a pleasant disposition. I'm kind of curmudgeonly and opinionated about music, and I guess I'm sugarcoating this stuff, and I think I'm starting to kind of lose it. Yeah, anyway. Practice your guitar. I don't think those kids are watching anymore. I don't know who's watching. All right. You guys have a good one. Stay safe, whatever. I'll catch you later. Oh, yeah. Thanks for playing guitar with me today. There's a hook.